Hi, I'm Deborah Adams and welcome to the Ingles table. Today we're going to make a sous vide chocolate pot de creme. I've got everything I need from Ingles, so let's get started. We're going to start by setting up the sous vide cooker. It's pretty simple and it's the same way that you would do it if you were making this pot de creme in your oven in a roasting pan. First we are going to fill each of the little pots with water, so we get the water they're sitting in level with how they need to cook. So we've got those in there. We're going to fill those just almost to the top of the rim. Now we have all of our pots filled to the edge of the rim with water. We're going to put our lids on. You can buy these little ramekins with or without lids. I certainly advise to get the ones with the lids. There's so much less chance of getting water into your pot of cream. So we have the lids on. We're going to pour the water outside the ramekin right up to where the water is on the inside. That way we know they're all going to cook evenly. And just a little bit more. And that just about does it. So we have our cooker ready to cook these when we get them fixed. So I'm going to turn it on and you'll hear the beep. And then I'm going to set it to 162 degrees Fahrenheit. So that'll take just a sec. There we go. Now the next thing is to take these back out, empty the water, dry them, and butter each one. So we're going to do that, and we'll be right back to start with the recipe. Okay, we're ready to start our pot de creme. I have a double boiler on the eye here, and we're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. And if you think about it, it will cook faster if you have it at room temperature, but it doesn't have to be. It's just a little time saver. And here I'm going to add 1 cup of 60% cocoa bittersweet chocolate chips. You can use the bittersweet chocolate bars, but you will need to break those up into small pieces with a mallet. Just about like the chocolate chips are. So this is just an easier way to do it. I'm going to give that a stir, and we're going to let this warm up for about 5 minutes, and while that's happening, I'm going to show you how to do the cream part. We will be cooking this for 10 minutes total, so all the chips are melted. So we're going to take 7 eggs and crack them, and we're using just the yolks for this recipe. You can use your egg whites or something else, and try to get all of that extra albumin and egg white off the yolk. It makes for a smoother pudding type. And we'll strain it just to make sure that we get all that out of it before we cook it. And there we go. So we'll put those aside. And I'm going to beat these on as low as the mixer goes. You could do it with a whisk, but I do like it better with the mixer, but it has to be on low so you don't get a bunch of bubbles in it. So this just takes a minute or two to get these started. And then we're going to put 1/2 cup of sugar in with the yolks. Make sure those are stirred up well. And we're going to do this for 2 minutes total. And these will be bright yellow, and they'll be nice and thick. And when you get to that point, you can just let those rest while you finish the cream and chocolate chips. So we want to keep those stirred well so they don't stick. And once these get to a simmer, you will start to see the chocolate chips beginning to melt. There we go. So we're going to let those simmer until melted, and we'll be right back and put everything together. Okay, this has been cooking 10 minutes. Our chocolate is mixed up really well with the cream. I'm going to pour this into this measuring cup because it makes it easier to get it into these eggs and sugar without cooking the eggs. So the secret is to keep this moving into here very slowly. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir, and we're just going to very slowly pour this down the inside of the bowl and whisk constantly, but not vigorously, because again, we don't want to have bubbles in our pot de cremes. And I can see that chocolate is melted so well, and it really smells delicious. Who doesn't like the smell of chocolate? Now when we get through with this incorporation, we've got our little ramekins buttered, and we're going to fill those and put them back in the cooker. Now if you're using your roasting pan in the oven, your oven's going to be on 350 for about 55 minutes to an hour, but you still do the same thing with the water as we've done here. Now if you see extra chocolate like that that's not melted, don't put it in. It won't make any difference. And I'm going to put this back in the cup after I rinse it out. There we go. It doesn't have to be washed. Okay. And I'm going to run this through the strainer just to be sure that we didn't get anything from the egg left in, and that there's not any more of that larger chocolate chunks. Okay. There we go. And here's the fun part. Get these in our little pots. I go just part of the way up, just to make sure I have enough to make them all even, because they cook better if they're about the same depth. And we get to go back and add a little here and add a little there. Okay, a little drip, easy cleanup. We're going to put the lids on these, and we're going to put them back in the cooker at 162 degrees for 90 minutes. And I'll put these in. We'll be right back and show you how they look. Okay, we've finished our recipe, and once those come out of the refrigerator in about 3 hours, here is a finished product. We've added some whipped cream and some raspberries to the little pot. This will be perfect for your family's dessert tonight. Thank you for joining me here at the Ingles table. Don't forget to check out our website for more tips, tricks, and recipes. See you next time.